Welcome back everyone to my latest and greatest Gryphon trapping, maybe how to sort of overview mix video. And it's going to be an interesting one. So a very dear friend of mine has given me an account to play on, which is a Gryphon Trap. It's absolutely perfect. It's already got 39 cores ready. And this account was actually originally being built towards being a Gryphon Trap, but it never really got there. But ChaCha, we're going to give this little baby 11 million kills. We're going to give it a new lease of life, and it's been so well looked after by the owner as well. So it's a really beautiful account. A big shout out to Little Net. I am super excited to turn this into a Gryphon Trap, and in this one I'm going to show you what it's got and why I think that it is actually a lot stronger than the one I'm using. So to start off with, we'll just go into the stats and have a look. We have got, you can see the stats look so juicy. People are really going to fall for this, only having 11 million kills. I have 137 million troop might, and we'll break that down a little bit and I'll show you what troop comp I'm going to go with. Also, 373 million research might, which is a lot more than what my original Gryphon has. It's got a little bit of quest might, but we don't mind that. It's also got a good amount of hero army might, and I'll show you how as well. I think we'll start with the research and things. I'm not going to go into too much detail with the research, but the main things is we've got 8 marches, which is beautiful. The bags are really nice, which is something you want for a Gryphon Trap. And I have 5.6 million troops, but we'll go through that in just a second. So one thing we're going to start off with is the research. Let's get that done. So the military tree is completely maxed. On my other Gryphon account, it was not. So this is all really important. It gives you the extra army attack, the extra army HP, not to mention it gives you the 30% counters. So that is going to be massive for ChaCha. That Gryphon Trap that I got zeroed on, it did not have that, so not ideal. And yeah, you can understand why that's going to be a big difference. It's got Monster Hunt maxed, it's got a little bit of wall stuff, but again, it doesn't really matter. It's got upgrade militaries so that I do actually have all of the marches, which is great. I also have the subsidiaries, which is really cool, as well as some other things. Army leadership. I also have the other wedges unlocked. On my other Gryphon, I didn't even have the ability to switch into Inf wedge or range wedge, which is something with this Gryphon I might actually end up doing. So not to mention it's got the 8 marches, of course. It's also got the plus 10% on the army HP and the army attack, including the army defense, and level 1 down there, which is adorable as well. So really good, really good. Familiar wise, it's actually all the way down to packed 4. It has some brilliant familiars. We'll go into that in a second. Sigils, it didn't quite get there on the sigils, but again, for a Gryphon Trap doesn't need to. And the same thing with all the wonder battles. So I think we're pretty much done there. In terms of familiar slots, so I've only got 2 familiar slots, which is fine. I think if you're making a Gryphon Trap, it would be nice to have more familiars. With this one, these 2 familiars are max. So I'm going to go with the Pyrus and the Evil Weevil. That, of course, the Pyrus is army attack, increasing, blah blah blah. And this is increasing army HP at the start of the battle. So I think that's going to help. Again, on the Gryphon Trap, I didn't have any familiars done. It was that bare bones that I didn't really even bother to do that on my original Gryphon. So let's go into the troop comp just quickly. So anything below this we're not really looking at. With the 8 marches and all of the heroes that I've got, I'll be able to send 5 garrisons and 3 reinforcements. Now if you wanted to, you could hide on resource tiles, but I don't like doing that because it's kind of scary. It also means you have to stay active watching your resource tiles to make sure that no one's going to hit them. Bit scary, not for me. So I actually decide to use garrisons and reinforcements because it's safer. I make sure that the accounts that I'm hiding in are shielded, and hopefully I won't get sent home. So that might be something that you want to do as well. So I've gone with 1 million inf, 750k range, and 1 million cav. This is going to give me the ability to pretty much pull the Gryphon in any formation that I want to, which is really, really good. So I'm probably going to have a play of what formation I actually use. I might even stray away from using cav wedge and experiment with some of the other wedges to see how it goes with a troop comp like this. And it's enough T4 that when you're eating leaderless marches, even leaderless T5, it should be a lot stronger than my previous troop comp. Previously, I only had 700k inf, I think about 450k, 500k range, maybe less, and about 900k cav ideally. It was a very wonky troop comp, and as you saw in the last video, eventually it just isn't enough without the research and stuff. So these troops down here, I'm going to be using a false info to try and bait some people over maybe to rallying those troops. On this account, what is really beautiful is it actually has, as well as a load of good familiars, it has 10 times ghoulish infos, and it has 14 of them. Let me move my big head out of the way. 14 10x's, so that's really, really nice. Really excited about that because, yeah, it's just a lot of fun using the 10x false infos. Let's have a quick look at the gear. So the Monster Hunt gear is really good. I've got lots of sets that I can sit in, like the familiar set, the speed set, which I can be food positive, and I am in mixed talents, and this is my war set. Now you might be looking at this and saying, Charlie, that isn't really any better than the gear that you were using, and actually you're kind of wrong, because the jewels in this are a lot better, and also the gear itself is slightly better as well. And it's workable. It's not going to cost too much if I want to take this a little bit further, but for the most part I probably won't, because I like to prove to people that Gryphon trapping is a type of trapping where you don't have to have a full mythic crazy account with T5 unlocked to have a lot of fun and a good time. Maybe one day we will go and make a crazy Gryphon trap with T5 and crazy gear, but for now I want to try a Gryphon with 8 marches, the proper research, a couple of familiars, and have some fun and see what I can do with this, and I think it's going to be really good. So that's the gear. It has better army HP than my gear for sure, better jewels, so let's have a look at the stats. What have we got? Sorry, the boosts are... oh lordy, we might not want to look at that in Monster Hunt gear. Right, so... excuse me. We have 395% inf, 410% range, 369% cav, and in general, it's so good to see these counter boosts at the bottom there. Also, 393% army HP, which is a lot better than the Gryphon that I was using. That's really going to help. Obviously, the army HP is just going to really, really help. So I'm really excited to be going in with almost 400% army HP compared to the old Gryphon. That is a massive, massive change. On top of, we do have a lot better familiars and 8 marches this time around. So you can see all of these familiars, which is awesome. Just going through, it's such a lovely little account. It really is. So I could actually get that to level 10 and maybe consider putting that in, but it's something I could consider for the future. And even this, I could get this up to increase my cav attack. But again, I think the army HP, this one, the army attack, or the, you know, squad attack there, whatever it is, the Pyrus is going to help me. And also, I think the Evil Weevil with the HP is going to help me. So, but I've got a lot of familiars to play with if I choose to, and feel free to comment what familiar you think would be good. And I think with the Gryphon trapping, it's a lot of it can be personal preference. Obviously, you could build a Gryphon trap with pure T5, like I said, but that's where it starts to get expensive. And Gryphon trapping for me, other than using the resource and sacrificing some troops and being willing to die like I am, it doesn't really cost too much. So I do quite like that about Gryphon trapping. Now, just quickly before I end the video, one thing I will do on this account as well is play with the artifacts. It's such a beautifully maintained account that they've been logging in and doing the artifact stuff, or making sure that it's on a bot to all be maintained and be collecting stuff. So You can see here it actually has a load of materials to push forward a few artifacts, and I will look into doing that. I won't use all of them, but I definitely have some good artifacts here that I can play with. You can see it's already got 7% in, 5% cav, 6% range, 11% the HPs is there, which is good, and attack with leader is also good, 8% across the board-ish, and then Battle Fury adding more as well. So really actually quite good. Really actually quite good in terms of artifacts, which again is something I didn't have in the previous Gryphons. So 8 marches, artifacts, and also the ability to hide so many more troops in garrisons because of all of these amazing cute little heroes. Oh, it's amazing. I got a purple Boommeister, oh yeah, and lots of other things, so that will really honestly help. Even just having the purple Boommeister, the blue Watcher and stuff, just little things to make the army HP and stuff a little bit better. So a big shout out to Little Nat. I cannot wait to bring some content to you on this awesome little account. We're going to do some experimenting, and I'm really excited. Even just the counter research and everything else, it's going to be a lot of fun. And not only that, it looks so juicy. I mean, why wouldn't you want to come and attack this little account? So 11.8 million kills on the overview / how-to / whatever this is. And I think that about wraps this up. I'm not sure I've missed anything, but I really hope you have enjoyed, and I cannot wait to bring you some content on this lovely little account. So shout out to Little Nat once again. Please do hit the like button. Please do subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye, my little lovelies.